Hello, this is Reggie York. This is a presentation on using the standard deviation approach with the AB single subject design in human service research. At the end of this presentation, you will be able to employ my special Excel file for calculating the standard deviation approach to determine if the treatment scores for a single client are significantly better than the baseline scores. So you should know what treatment scores mean and what baseline scores mean. You will know how to use this file to determine the value you must have in order to determine that the treatment mean is better than the baseline mean. This means that you have scores for a single client that were measured several times during a baseline period and several times during a treatment period. You concluded that the baseline scores did not reveal significant growth. In other words, you looked at it and realized there's not a major slope here going upwards or downwards, but it's relatively level. You understand the value of P in statistics and statistical significance and things of that nature. Let's use an example. Let's say you collected data on the number of school absences for each of 4 months before you started service for a single client who is in the 9th grade. You have the same data for the 5 months since service began, number of school absences per month. So you have 4 baseline recordings of monthly absences and 5 recordings of absences during the treatment period. Let's use an example here. Let's say for this one client had 12 absences in September, 11 absences in October, 14 absences in November, and 12 absences in December. You started service in January. The first treatment recording was 10, then you had a 9, then a 7, and then a 6, and then a 4. So you can see the treatment recordings are better. The number of absences have gone down. The question is this array of absences significantly different from this array of absences? That's what the standard deviation approach will tell us. The standard deviation shows how much a score is different from the mean of all scores. When your array of scores is 2 standard deviations different from the mean, you have data that would occur by chance less than 5 times in 100, which is the standard for statistical significance, by the way, in the social sciences. Let's talk about statistical significance and practical significance. Statistical significance tells us how likely our data would occur by chance. Practical significance is an opinion about the extent that our data is noteworthy. It's strictly a matter of opinion. It's difficult to have practical significance in the absence of statistical significance, given the basic meaning of failing to find statistical significance. If you have not ruled out chance, how can you say your data is meaningful? Now let's look at the particular Excel file that I have that you could use for determining, that is to say, whether your particular data in the treatment period is significantly better. You first load the Excel software. You load this particular Excel file that I have designed. You will enter your data and find the value that is required to have treatment scores that are significantly different from the baseline scores. Let's now look at that particular file. Okay, make this a little bit bigger. So here is the file. When you load it in, this is what it looks like. You can see from the instructions, you put baseline scores here, 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 treatment scores in this column. Let's put those numbers in here we just illustrated. The first baseline number of absences was 12. The next was 11, then it went to 14, and then was 12. Again, those are your 4 baseline scores. During the treatment period, the first month of the treatment period, the absences were 10, then 9 absences, then 7 absences, then 6 absences, then 4 absences. So you can see that the absences have gone down. The question is this significantly different from that? Let's go down to the further information here. This is your mean for your baseline 12.25 absences during the baseline before service began. The mean number of absences during the treatment period 7.2. That is better. This is your standard deviation for your baseline. This is the score the treatment mean must be greater than in order for your treatment mean to be significantly higher than the baseline. But that's not what we're looking for. We're looking for the treatment mean to be significantly lower. So we're going to look down here, this particular number. This is the score the treatment mean must be less than in order for your treatment mean to be significantly lower than the baseline. Well, our mean was 7.2. That is lower than 9.73. It is better. Therefore, we have achieved statistical significance. Here is a little caveat statement for you to think about in regard to the fact that the standard deviation approach, we are violating a major assumption of the standard deviation approach when we use it for data of this type. I think, however, it's still useful to use this in helping you think about chance as the alternative explanation for your data. I hope this was helpful to you.